Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're coming from my Instagram or my TikTok, I guess I should say hello. I'm so glad that you're here. Today I'll be sharing my assorted meats and tilapia light soup recipe. Now light soup, there's so many different ways of making light soup, so this is just a variation of it, and I will definitely be sharing more as we go along in life. But let's go ahead and get started. For this specific recipe, I used cow feet, goat meat, Toolo beef, and actual beef, like beef and kasa. Now in this video, I'm probably going to be doing a mix of English and Chi, and I will obviously do my best to translate the Chi parts. But once I cleaned and washed my meat thoroughly, I added I blended 2 tomatoes, 1 onion, some ginger, and some garlic. I added everything to a blender, and then I just blended until it was completely smooth. Now I completely forgot to add salt, so you will see me just adding salt here shortly, and then I just pulsed it again for everything to mix well together before I added it to the meats. So once everything was blended, I poured the blended mixture directly onto my meat. I mixed it thoroughly. I made sure that everything was, that every part of the meat was well seasoned and well incorporated with the blended mixture. Tasted for salt and just adjusted the salts, to our taste. And then again, I just mixed it all together. I allowed it to sit for about 2 hours before actually cooking the soup. Now typically I would do this overnight, just leave it in the fridge, but I didn't have time for all of that, so I just allowed it to sit for 2 hours. Once I was ready to actually start cooking the soup, I cooked the meats for about 45 minutes on low medium heat until it was almost tender. I don't like enama or rihanna. I also want to no. I feel like, for me at least, when I'm enjoying my food, I want to really enjoy it. Now obviously, because it's soup, you don't want the meat to be completely soft, but I like it to be soft enough. So on the side, I was cooking the items that I was going to be using for the actual soup in Chi friend or Assorted. So for the Assorted, I used habanero peppers, carrots, garden eggs, Lima beans, and fresh groundnuts, like fresh peanuts and kasa. So I blended everything together, made sure that it was completely smooth, and then I strained it directly into the soup. Now when you are straining it, as I was straining it into the soup, I was also adding more water to essentially get to the level that I want for the soup. In Chi, Yebeka said, na me share and quine into but once I was sieving the blended mixture into the soup, na me share and quine, I don't know, which basically just means just adding water until I got to the level that I would like for the soup. So once I added a little bit of soup, I removed the onion that was already in the soup because it was already soft at this stage. Then I placed it in a blender, and here I'm just kind of mixing everything together. And then I'm going to add in more water. After I added the water, I added 4 plum tomatoes into the soup. Once it softens, I'm going to remove it and blend it along with the onion and then add it back into the soup. Again, just adding more water because the longer the soup cooks, it's definitely going to reduce and thicken a little bit. So after about 15 minutes on medium heat, the tomatoes are soft enough to blend, and I'm just going to add it with the onion that I already set aside. Going to take just a little bit of the soup mixture itself to blend the onion and the tomatoes together. So once everything was blended, I just poured it directly back into the soup. I did not need to sieve this part because, again, everything, the blender that I use specifically, the blender is so good. I highly recommend it. and it's quite affordable. So it will be in the description box. Definitely check it out. I got it from Amazon. So at this stage, you would think that the soup does not look good. That's completely okay. In slow, in slow cry. Once you allow the soup to cook for 25 minutes on medium heat, this is what it should look like. You will start to see, the color and all the oils and things like that start to accumulate on top, and that should tell you that the soup is almost cooked. So again, after a couple more minutes, I went ahead and I added the tilapia that I cooked on the side. Now, the way that I cooked the tilapia, my goat jollof recipe, I use the same seasoning for the goat for the fish. And because nothing can go to waste in my house, I also poured the fish seasoning and the juices into the soup. It smelled so good. It was so tasty, and I definitely did not want it to go to waste at all. So at this stage, you want to just go ahead and mix everything together and adjust your seasoning as you would like. For us, it was just a matter of just adjusting the salt to our likeness. So just go ahead and just add in a little bit more salt if you would like, and then just allow it to cook again for about 20 minutes on low medium heat, and then the soup is completely cooked. And as you just saw, me penny and me tasty, yeah. So just when you're tasting it, just make sure that you are actually tasting the soup and not so much the fats and the oils that accumulate on top of it. So again, after 15-20 minutes on low medium heat, the soup is completely cooked. It has reduced to the level that I personally like. It's not super light as it was in the beginning of the video, and at this stage it's completely ready to be served. So we dished it out, and the following day after church and your head in your hammer and your careful yeah, fufu. We made some nice fufu. Abochi had a neat fufu kwang, you know. We made some neat fufu, and as for me, when it comes to fufu dia, I was saying namni bebrebe. So namni no swan fufu ni minti mindi. So I just added all of the meats, and then it was good to go. Now, I know, I still take medicine like this. Let me know in the comments if you still take medicine like this, okay? Don't judge me. Let me know if you try this recipe. I would love to hear from you. Bye, guys.